Coming at you right now is the special fourth video of the day, live edition. Unfortunately, it's not sapphic, though it is very queer. And then there were none by Agatha Christie. And I say very queer because I think they use the word queer at least every page. Sometimes it was used 5 times on one page, so that makes up for the pages that didn't have it. I really didn't know anything about this book going into it, and I still do wonder what the point of it all was. However, I am realizing that another book that I read a while ago, Miss Winter in the Library with the Knife, I think, was definitely based on this book, and like all of the Knives Out movies. Some like orchestrated game to kill everybody. I didn't really get it. Like, I don't really understand the purpose of the game. They did explain it in the epilogue, which I do have a funny story about that later, but because of that, like, were there any stakes? We don't care about these people. Honestly, I don't even know who most of them are, which I feel like is like a common theme between me and Agatha. She introduces a lot of characters and I'm like, who are these people? But it really does feel like the characters just exist to die. And I'm not super into that. But if you're unfamiliar with this book, it actually has a very interesting history. This is the third title that it's gone through because the other 2 were highly offensive. This book was published in 1939, and the original title, Island, and little figures in the book all used the N-word with the hard R. Then when it went to official printing in America, somebody in America was like, whoa, we can't say that. So they changed the title to 10 Little Indians. And then sometime after that, we're like, okay, wait, that's also super racist. Let's just make it And Then There Were None. So now that's the official name of the book. I don't think it's printed in any other title. But it just amazes me that somebody in America was like, we can't say that because America is the way that it is. Like, you're telling me that somewhere in American history, someone was like, that is bad. We need to be more progressive than that. Unheard of. So that was a fun little side quest digging around through the history of slurs. But the funny story about the epilogue is that I didn't realize that was the epilogue. I thought it was the acknowledgement, so I just skipped it and was sitting there for like hours later. I'd be like, what was the point of the book if they never told us who did it? So then I looked up the actual review to see like if people are debating who did it, and they're like, oh yeah. And then in the message to the police, he confesses that he did it, and I'm like, wait, I didn't read that. And then I had to go back and realize that I didn't read the entire epilogue. But I still don't think it was worthwhile. 3.